Greetings everybody, TheMechanist here, and today I have something a little bit different for all of you. Basically, this is going to be a two-parter on my farewell to old Skarner. The reason I'm doing this is because Skarner, let's just say, has an important part with me when it comes to League of Legends. All that will be explained in today's video, so I do hope you enjoy, and if you do, please consider hitting the like button and impacting the subscribe button. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. So first off, in the background, I'm going to have some gameplay of me practicing my last hitting with Skarner because I gotta get some practice in before my final game of Skarner. You know, I know he's getting reworked, he's not gonna be gone, but the old original Skarner will be. So that will be next week, April 1st. It is not an April Fool's joke, it is unfortunately true. But with that being said, let's recall my journey to League, or rather, my remembrance of Skarner. So to start with, we have to start with why I started playing League in the first place. Well, it was a game I was aware of. You know, saw a little bit of gameplay here and there and looked kind of fun to me. And I was hovering around playing it. Basically, I was keeping an eye on the game for, you know, weekly free-to-play characters because that's who I was going to be able to play. And sure, you know, they would come and go. There was a Zed here, a Nautilus there, and although these were characters that got me interested in League, nothing had gripped me just yet. And then one week, there he was, Skarner. My non-existent eyes met his pixelated artwork eyes, and I was in love. I said, alright, time to download League, let's try out this Scorpion. So, we load up into the first game. I was lucky enough to get Skarner, and so the game began. Now, big warning. You're going to hear some very cringy things because this was my very first game of League of Legends. And my very first game of Skarner, so I do apologize. So, we load into the game. And now I have to decide what lane to go to. I don't remember how we got there, but I ended up going bottom lane with Skarner. Now, who was I with? Because there's always two in bot lane. I was bot with a Victor. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. My very first game was bot Skarner with a Victor. Anyway, so moving on past that cringe fest, I do not remember who we were fighting, but, you know, let's just say neither one of us, me and Victor or my opponents, got any CS until about the third or fourth wave. Like, it was really bad. But hey, first game of League of Legends, right? And so with that being said, let's talk items. Because items are very important to League of Legends. So, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, Skarner, you're going to build this item into this item. Well, first off, I gotta mention this was Season 3. So you gotta, you know, make a few adjustments to your predictions. Now, I don't remember exactly if I started with a longsword or boots. But if it was boots, it was boots. If not, it was a longsword. Did not buy any potions, health, or mana because I thought they were a waste of money. Yeah, I now buy potions because, you know, I've learned. But so there we are, you know, in lane, and okay, we got some money, time to back. Or I died and backed, I don't remember. It's been a very, very, very long time. But anyway, so I'm at the shop. Okay, Skarner, what's the first item I'm going to pick up? I picked up upgraded boots. I went attack speed boots, Berserker Greaves. Okay, decent choice. Go back to lane, you know, do a little bit more farming. Now what do I buy? I upgraded my boots again, because back in Season 3, you had these little augments or enhancements you can make to your boots. I think one was like Alacrity to increase how much move speed you get, but I always got Home Guard, which now is just a built-in feature to the game, but before you had to buy them on your boots. So, yeah, the very first item on Skarner was Home Guard Berserker Greave boots. Alright, you know, decent mistake for the first game, you know, take it as you want. So, I ask you what's my first real item I completed. Make your guesses, cause you might be right, you might be wrong. Time's up, I went and got the Triforce, Trinity Force, whatever it's called. Okay, solid item on Skarner, you're saying. And it was. After I got the item, I started getting kills left, right, and center. In fact, at one point, I'm pretty sure I had more kills than CS. Hey, it's my first game. That's saying something, I hope. So, now I've gotten a few kills. We're probably heading into the 10-11 minute mark. What's the next item I build? This was Season 3 Skarner, so you might be saying one item or another. That item may not exist anymore, may never have existed, may only exist now. Did I go Bloodthirster? Did I go Bork? Did I go something like Tiamat? What item did I go? Are you ready for it? I went another Trinity Force. Yeah, you can buy more than one Trinity Force when I first started playing the game. So I was rolling into lane, Home Guard, Berserker Greaves, and 2 Triforces. So I ask you, I didn't have time to finish my third item, but what item do you think I was going to build? Time's up, I was going to build another Triforce. Yeah, but hey, I saw that it gave a lot of stats, and I'm like, wait a second, I got a kill with this item. Maybe I should just keep buying more and more, and I'll do better and better. Yeah, looking back now, so bad but so good at the same time. We ended up winning the game. It took about 22 minutes, and I almost completed my third Triforce. What a game that was. Me and Victor, though, were inseparable. I remember for the very last push, me and him went down mid lane, made a final push on the turrets, inhib, tower, and got it. But so now that the item cringe is out of the way, and we won, time for the next part of cringe, leveling my abilities. So, in standard League of Legends, you level up your main combat ability or clear ability or whatever, then you get your secondary support ability for fighting or whatever, and then you either get your third ability to round out your kit, or you put 2 points into your primary ability. For instance, Aatrox, go Q, then E, and then probably another Q. Pretty standard leveling, or, whatever, whoever you play. Now, for my very first game, how do you think I leveled my abilities? That's right, I started Q. Alright, good choice on Skarner. Q is his lightning AoE attack, energy AoE, whatever you call it. Then I went W. Alright, a little bit different. Sure. Then I went E. Okay, I opted for a full skill set, full kit, whatever. Now guess what I level next? Correct, I did Q again. Now, this all sounds pretty standard, right? Well, here's where it goes bad. After Q, I leveled up W. Then E, and then Q, then W, then E, and I kept doing that, taking Alt, obviously, or R whenever I could. But yeah, Q, W, then E, Q, W, E, Q, W, E. That's all I leveled in that order. So yeah, not only did I have 2.5 Triforces and fully upgraded boots, I had all my abilities probably halfway leveled up by the time I won the game. Now, to be fair, I learned from this. And the next 10 or so games, I only leveled up with 2 abilities I was using. So it'd be Q, W, E, then Q and E, Q and E, Q and E, taking R whenever. Of course, I know better now. You level up 1 ability at a time, get it to max out, unless you know a couple tricks and you put an extra point here or there or whatever. But yeah, that was my very first game with Skarner. The reason I started playing League, the character that got me into League was Skarner. And now his rework's here. But before that, I should explain the journey after that. So after that first game, I picked up the game, played characters, Malphite, Nautilus, Zed, Victor, Udyr, insert character here and there. Had a pretty good run with old Tarek. Had a little while there for a couple months where I was playing every champion support. Hit or miss, I played Vlad's support, I played Lee Sin's support. Yeah, but I was still constantly playing Skarner, going back and playing Skarner. He was the reason I played League, so I played Skarner. And then I had to take my hiatus from League for almost about 8 years. Don't ask on that, it happens. And during that time, he got reworked into a Juggernaut. This is when they kind of reworked him a little bit, made him a jungler with his crystal spires. Never had a chance to play with them at the time. And then when I finally returned, well, guess what? Skarner had kind of been outscaled, it seemed like. Every other champion was better. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were Skarner mains out there who were still playing a mean Skarner. I would have been one of them if I had 8 years of gameplay with him. But I came back and he just didn't feel as strong as he ever was. Not to say I didn't have the occasional good game, but yeah. So, fast forward, and there's the rework. Oh, cool, my Skarner's getting reworked. Finally, he's going to be viable-ish again to play. Play whoever you want. Viable, unviable, whatever. But I just felt like, okay, cool, I can finally have, some good games with Skarner. Well, 3 years later, we finally have the rework. And don't get me wrong, I'm excited for it. It looks great. They kept, his essence there, his movement speed to grab you, his scorpion tail to pull you into his team, his AoE attack on his Q. His voice is amazing. But here is the only thing I am quote-unquote upset about. He's not Crystal anymore. Yeah. The thing that got me into League was the Crystal Scorpion Skarner. That is no longer going to exist here in about a week or so. 2 weeks, actually, I think. And don't get me wrong, their skins, the Cosmic skin is cool, the Mecha Battlecast 8 Skarner is obviously what I'm going to play once I get my hands on it. My non-existent mechanical hands. But no longer will the Crystal Scorpion be in the game. No more Scar, little Easter egg. No more Crystal Energy. So, with a heavy, non-existent heart, I get ready to say goodbye to Skarner. The reason I say I get ready is because next week, on, again, April 1st, I will be uploading the actual final game of Skarner I'm ever going to play. Now, this is not saying goodbye, rather it is going to be saying, a celebration of Skarner, the champion that got me into League and got me to play League, and the champion who I am probably going to main with the rework. Yeah, I've said before, I'm never going to have a League of Legends main, sorry about that. But I think I owe it to Skarner to main his rework. He's a tank, he looks cool, he sounds cool, so I owe it to him. But with that, that is the end of part 1 of, celebrating Skarner, giving him a proper send-off. I do hope you enjoyed. And with that, look forward to part 2 next week. This has been TheMechanist, logging off. Until next time.